We are back. Welcome to Shark Coast Tactical Podcast, episode 49, or is it 48?
Depends who you ask.
Depends on who you ask. I am here with my homies and special guest. First off, we have Wyatt Rodgers. How are you?
Howdy.
They're supposed to
Give me a rundown. All right. Yeah, where's the applause?
We have Wyatt Rodgers. He's going to talk about a certain subject that we're into tonight. I have my homie, Omer Essen.
Hello.
Did I say it right?
Yep.
Luke the Glue Andrews.
What up?
And the amazing Dean Carroll.
What's going on, guys?
So we should have dropped an episode last week or this week, and we didn't because the last podcast we shot, we decided to scrap. Our podcast have been making some people upset, and we didn't want to make anybody upset any further, so we decided not to release our podcast. But I was thinking, Eric, you should chop that fucker up and release it. Yeah, I think we should get it out there. Was the podcast so offensive that we have to get rid of the whole thing? Was the whole thing fucking offensive? We'll talk about it later. All right. We thought it was in the best interest just not to, because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and stuff like that. So we, in spite of what you might think, we're not into hurting people's feelings. So I still think there's some good stuff on there. Like we didn't get to talk about the wheelchair guy or the NFL guy. Remember the Luke's NFL conspiracy theory?
Not a conspiracy. It's truth.
Do you know about the NFL conspiracy theory, Wyatt?
No. Let's hear it.
So the dude from, the dude who walked through Midtown Manhattan with an AR unslung and then got through a Fortune 500 company's front door and then got into the elevator and got up to the 30th floor while a lady went in and he looked at her and let her go. And then he got to the 30th floor and somehow got in there and there was a CEO of Blackstone. Is that what's called?
BlackRock.
Yeah.
Blackstone. Yes.
Blackstone is a subsidiary of BlackRock.
So
estate branch.
he just so happened to go up there and smoke the CEO of Blackstone.
Sounds pretty targeted.
And then he conveniently killed himself.
Yeah. A lot of them.
But allegedly he was pissed about the NFL because but he shot the BlackRock guy.
She gave him his picks for the last game. Is that what it was?
No, something about CTE, about traumatic brain injury in the NFL. And how the NFL covers it up and doesn't tell people or something about it because it ruins children's lives and shit like that and something along those lines. But somehow he missed the NFL guy and he shot the BlackRock guy.
Yeah, he's gonna freak when he finds out about veterans.
Yeah. Well, he's dead. So there's
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
So
he's not finding out.
and then we talked about mind control. Do you remember all that, Omer? Do you remember that, Dean?
The mind control?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how easy would it be to do? I think Omer, you said you famously, or maybe not famously, but you said what the CIA perfected MK Ultra in the 60s, and they just said, you know what? Let's give that up.
What I'd said was I find it a little difficult to believe that they did MK Ultra and then were just like, yeah, we tried, and then just declassified it and stopped working on it.
Right. So then we definitely think it's 100% probability or 100% certainty that there's MK Ultra stuff going on today.
Yeah,
your personal belief? Go ahead.
My personal belief is they did all of that, and they were like, yeah, let's put drugs and, see if we can make, mind control people with these drugs. And then the more they tested, the more they realized you don't even really need the drugs. You can just kind of manipulate people very easily just by, doing certain things that aren't that difficult. Are we going to release that part of the podcast? Should I reiterate everything I said?
We can. I mean, Eric thinks the podcast is just we've got to just dump it. It's so bad.
Anyways, I was talking about how, there's a lot of schizophrenic or paranoid schizophrenic people who truly believe in whatever it is that they are believing in. They're not, making it up or going along with it. Like, to their core, it is their true belief. I think it's not. You you can call it CIA, you can call it whatever you want. You probably eventually get to the conclusion it's not very difficult to convince those types of people that whatever their core belief is tied to something else, and that by doing this act that things will be better. And
right. You said something like, God, that sucks. You said something that like said government black op agency from somewhere goes to, hey, if you kill this guy, like, what did you say? You said something about like he's the one who's putting the demons in your head.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, take for example, you had given an example of a paranoid schizophrenic that you knew that really believed there were demons in their stomach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I was just saying, like, the way that I personally theorize about it is that some government agent grooms a certain person, figures out what their delusion, or I don't know if that's offensive to say or whatever, but whatever their belief is, and then just plays into it, being like, yo, you know how there's demons in your stomach? Yeah. The CEO of Blackstone put them there. And if you kill him, the demons go away. And it's probably doesn't take a lot of mind control or hallucinogenic drugs to convince that person that that's reality. Just certain authority figures doing certain things to convince that, kind of just nudge people off. I feel like a lot of these events that we see that you just can't explain, like how would anybody do this, can be attributed to somebody being groomed by a certain agency, playing into a certain belief that they might have and just kind of nudging them in that direction and just seeing it play out. Oh, here's a Daniel Defense DDM 4v7 with an EOTech on it.
Foregrip placement will tell you if he was a gun guy and actually bought it.
Yeah.
But we also, I actually dated a paranoid schizophrenic for when I was single back in the day, like, and it was only one date. I was on Plenty of Fish, and which was a internet dating site, like the first one, and this rather attractive girl had a picture up of her like dancing in flowers, and she said, I'm so and so, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. And I just thought, man, that takes so much courage to admit that. Like, I've got to meet this girl, and she was fucking crazy. And we were supposed to go out for coffee, and she's just like, let's go to a bar, and I didn't drink at the time, and she sat and drank like 30 beers in front of me, and then I brought her to my house, and then she gave Duke the heebie-jeebies. Like, Duke went up to her and then just got kind of scared and took off. And I was like, yeah, that's it. But she thought she had like demons in her stomach, and she believed in the hallucinations so bad that she went to South Korea and had her uterus removed so she couldn't have children. And she said that paranoid schizophrenics believe that like, they believe the voices. They believe them wholeheartedly. They take the medicine because they have to, or they'll go be put into hospitals.
So is she functioning?
Yeah,
she had money to go to Korea or wherever you just said.
I think like she was like a kind of functioning teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah. She was a kind of functioning teacher. Yeah, but yeah, she made enough money. And during the summer, she went to South Korea.
I might have had her in high school.
Exactly. But I mean, how it's, and think about like how easy it. I don't know if have you guys ever been scammed by somebody?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, so I had somebody call me the other day, like identifying themselves as the bank, and I fucking fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Like, I did. They got $7,000 from me. Ooh. They're like, hey, can you verify your account and all that shit? And I wish my wife would have been there, because she said, of course, like, the bank doesn't call you, dumbass. They text you. The bank texts you. They don't call you ever. And I'm like, oh man, shit. So, but it's interesting, like that. Like, I mean, I'm a very bit of a skeptic, and I fell for it, and I got my $7,000 back, and I quickly realized what was going on after a bit. But if people, like the Nigerians in Africa, or wherever the people are, like the people who pop up on our page, the hey buddy,
Usually Indians.
Yeah.
Though they're Indians.
Yeah, call centers.
It's a whole career there.
Great YouTube
In India?
videos on it of guys hacking into those places.
I-
and
yeah,
watching
I
them
saw
through
the
the
video.
security
I love
cameras.
watching
So they'll watch them through the security cameras while he's talking to them on the phone.
Really?
Oh,
Tell them
way
what
out.
they're
It's
wearing and
gold.
tell them their name.
How do you not tell it's an Indian guy though?
It's pretty obvious. He doesn't hit the good ones.
Well, no, I mean it's so my point like is if it's so easy to fool half of America into giving thousands of dollars away, how hard would it be to fool a paranoid schizophrenic into killing somebody?
Yeah, it doesn't take much, especially with AI. I mean,
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Like, it's a lot of elderly people falling for the newer thing of you just use like the AI voice replication to mimic somebody that a person knows, and then phone quality, the sound quality isn't too great to where you might not be able to identify the gimmicks about the AI voice, but from a grandma's perspective, her niece calls her or whatever, like, Mama, I'm trapped somewhere. I need this much money. You got to send it to this account, and it's like you're hearing the sound of somebody you know and love.
Is
Probably
there a case
don't think
of that
twice about it.
happening?
Yeah.
yeah, and so the AI can learn off of videos for voice cues and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Rogan's a great example. He's got millions of hours of podcasts. So they do commercials of Rogan's voice all the time. He's never done a commercial for half of these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it sounds so polished, you'd never know it wasn't him.
And people scam people like that all the time. And like I said, right now it's mainly elderly people that they target, but eventually it'll get good enough to where you can't tell it all. And
Oh, yeah.
it can happen to anybody. Like, you'll just be chilling and you get a phone call from your daughter.
Imagine if it's someone.
Oh,
Imagine if it's like
That's tough.
someone
Yeah.
who like
That's tough.
convinces you like that your wife cheated on you or something.
yeah. Or like he said, your daughter calls you. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Because then there's the whole thing of
I don't
like,
know if anybody could fool me about my daughter. She's kind of one of a kind.
well, you got to think about it. The more she posts on social media, like, we're pretty much fucked here
yeah.
on this panel.
I mean,
We've got
TikTok.
enough of us talking, but
Oh, yeah.
as time goes on, as she posts on social media, all that shit's being consumed and learned with. Like, AI is getting good enough to where it can perfectly replicate her tone, her pitch, and like I said, with the phone call quality not being good enough, you might not be able to pick up the little things that might give it away.
Why do you suppose people don't look into just random killings, or the killings and the acts of violence that are so fucking there's. Do we just accept? Does America just accept the blatant like whatever the fuck is going on? Like the guy who killed the Blackstone guy. Like how the fuck do you fucking walk in Midtown Manhattan with an AR? How do you get into a building? Like how do you get in a building? How do you get past security? How do you get to the 33rd floor with an AR in Manhattan?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It makes
sounds
no sense.
impossible. Yeah,
Right?
it's
How does the kid in Butler, Pennsylvania get on a fucking roof in front of SWAT and the Secret Service?
That's bonkers. The guy pulled up his personal car to the building in Manhattan. So it's not like he took
I mean,
a
how-
cab and
you-
pulled it out of the case. So I can
You
understand him.
you
getting
can't
there,
even
but
park in Midtown Manhattan.
That's fair. But who says
Right.
he parked legally? I don't think he planned on paying the ticket. So
Right.
he had what 200 yards to that front door from the
Yeah,
curb.
200 yards.
So I don't know.
So, Luke, you're the conspiracy theory expert. Why don't people say anything?
What do you mean, like bystanders?
No, well, why do we just accept it, the American public?
I mean, because we get fed false stuff and we just
And we just
eat
believe
it up, and then we move on to the next thing. We move on to Sydney Sweeney and jeans. And
Oh,
we're like,
fuck yeah.
That's way cooler.
Yeah. I had somebody like text me about Anna de Armas and said Omar's out of his mind. Anna de Armas is way hotter.
Video evidence?
One thing I feel like is the types of who gives a shit about the CEO of Blackstone. Like, I feel like I don't know about most, but I don't feel like a lot of Americans care if the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company dies. If this was, somebody who is not a CEO of fucking Blackstone, I feel like it might have been in the news cycle for a little bit longer, but the way that I see it is this kind of stuff seems to always happen to people that people don't really give a shit about looking into. Like, if this exact same news happened and it's like, oh, humanitarian aid CEO, whatever, this happened to, or, this person who gives to the homeless happened to, that might be, looked into more, but nobody's going to take time out of their day to look into, oh, maybe the killing of this CEO was unjust. I mean, you saw what happened with the United Healthcare CEO, like what the public...
we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. The public opinion about that seemed to be pro-fucking killing the guy.
Pro-killing the guy.
Yeah. So if
I wonder
you want
how many pairs of panties Luigi has gotten in the mail.
Well,
Women love that guy.
I think that's maybe why they're trying to cover this one up, is because they don't want this to be another one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, the way that my personal theory about it is that whoever, shadow government organization that you want to conspiracy theory this onto, let's say just CIA for lack of a better term, is the CIA wants to kill someone, they've got a lot of ways of doing it that aren't sending a guy in with a gun to commit a mass shooting to do it. You can... I feel like our suicide stats are very skewed for a particular reason that I feel like a lot of people get suicided. If it's going to be something that people look into, chances are you do the easiest thing. You just shoot him in the back of the head and, oh, look, the guy killed himself by shooting himself 3 times in the back of the head. Ooh, move on to the next story. But when it's something like this, it's like, is it the guy killed the fewest possible number of people to make it considered a mass shooting by every metric. So the news cycle just reads mass shooting in New York. It doesn't read assassination of CEO in New York. People just kind of gloss over it. I feel like if it was, the method is tailored to the individual. If it's going to be something where the news will be more difficult to gloss over, you either frame it as a mass shooting, you either frame it as a suicide, you either frame it as a freak accident at work. This is super tinfoil hat conspiratorial, but if you want to think about it as there's an entity that's going around killing people, they've probably got several methods of doing it and they tailor it to whatever's going to be easiest swept under the rug. For whatever reason, this one may have been, this will be the easiest to gloss over if, you kill exactly 4 people, you kill 3 more people other than the other person, and the news cycle will read mass shooting in New York, and people will read it and go, another mass shooting, and then Sydney Sweeney ad.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
And the fact that we got all those immigrants in New York too. So I know when I seen that, I didn't even look into it, see what it was. I just figured it was another illegal immigrant doing something nasty in New York, like when they set someone on fire.
Look at you, you racist.
Things like that. It was just,
illegal immigrant did it.
Yeah, that's what I thought the story was going to be. I didn't even read it at first.
Illegal immigrant is not a race.
Told me. So it was just, I glossed right over. And then we just changed topics so quick. Mm-hmm. Sydney Sweeney, whatever the next thing is.
So they can people that we would care about them, they kill them in a way for us not to question it if they need to. And then but you're saying it's so much more. It's tailored to, allegedly, it's tailored to the individual who needs to be killed by the said organization.
This is my tinfoil hat. This is not even me saying I believe this is happening. This is like, if you want to believe that there is a secret government organization that's going around
I don't want to believe
people,
that.
This is how I think would make the most sense, is that they use different methods depending on what the climate is like, what's easy to sweep under the rug in the news cycle. Like, news cycle's pretty oversaturated with it, just the headline reading mass shooting here. You can just sweep this one in with all of those that people don't really care about for too long. It could be, like I said, the suicide thing is probably the easiest thing to do. They fucking have a heart attack gun. They show that off in like the 60s.
Imagine what they have now. Maybe they have a COVID gun.
Oh, there's direct energy weapons that they released memos to, the CIA officers or something like that for Savannah syndrome from direct energy weapons or something.
I haven't seen about this.
Oh, you can Google that.
Yeah.
Google it.
But the way that I see it is that there's got to, it's just about the method of doing it is just whatever's going to be easily glossed over, whether it be, this person, maybe they look into it. We need this person dead. Well, they've got a history of mental illness. Shoot him in the back of the head or hang him in his jail cell. Call it good. This person, maybe not so much. Maybe the people would ask too many questions on why you would commit suicide. He's happy, he's rich, whatever. No history of mental illness. Well, we can't just kill him because then assassination, news story, harder to cover up. All right, kill 3 more people, call it a mass shooting. Get on with it. That's how I would, see it making sense if this was a thing.
What do you think of Glock getting rid of the COA?
They didn't get rid of the COA.
They got rid of it for civilian use, though.
Yeah, they got too many contracts. They're hoarding them now. Give them.
What do you think about that, though?
I saw it coming. It's like the perfect contract gun. It's very clearly tailor-made for contracts, the same as like the Staccato, the HD.
What organization bought all of their capacity?
I don't think they've announced that yet, but the way I believe it's just they've gotten so many contracts from so many different people, and they saw at what rate they can manufacture them or what rate Aimpoint can manufacture the dots, and they probably did some math, and they're like, all right, if we put all of our production into just fulfilling these contracts, we're just going to be fulfilling contracts for the next year. Just stop sending them to gun stores. Every single one we make will go to fulfilling a contract. But I got mine.
Oh, wow.
Is there any reason to be like alarmed or to be not alarmed, but to be perturbed or concerned that they didn't save COAs for the general public?
No. Like I said, this was...
Why shouldn't the general public have what the contract people have?
We can. I have one.
I know you got to use one, but the general public. So it's a meaning that like the old adage that HK doesn't want. The reason why HK hasn't brought in the M4 or the MP5 or their really cool guns is because allegedly HK doesn't want. They're not very 2A friendly.
Yeah, this is not that at all. This is not a...
I mean, I understand it's probably not like that at all, but wouldn't there be a reason to get, man, that's not kind of not cool? Why can't, I want to defend my family with a COA. And now I can't because some government agency got it.
Stuck with an acro.
I mean, if this was like if this was some superior piece of technology that gave you an unfair advantage, like I could see where you're coming from. But this is just a package deal they did where it's a gun that comes pre-installed with a zeroed red dot. Both the gun and the dot are very, very notable and law enforcement and MIL-friendly brands. I feel like this was the plan all along, is they made this gun to get as many contracts as possible, the same way Staccato made the HD to get as many contracts as possible. I don't see it as foul play of being like, yes, those civilians, when they do the uprising, they're going to all get killed because our cops have COAs.
It's not foul play, but like who really are you serving? Are you serving the
money?
I understand we talked about that too last time. That every company is really serving money, but like it's like who should you be serving? Should you be serving the people, or should you be like your fan base, your customer base, or are you really serving just law enforcement and military? And is that right? Or you have the ability to do whatever you want because of capitalism and stuff, but shouldn't the average citizen have the ability to get the COA at a price they can afford?
No.
Why?
I mean, should
how bummed out would you be if I didn't sell it to you?
I mean, I'd be pretty bummed out because I didn't get one, but I'd still find one used. Like, it's not, like I said, this is just a red dot and Glock
you guys see what I'm saying?
combo.
Or do you guys see what I'm saying, Dean, over there in silent?
What is it different from just buying a Aimpoint red dot and throw it on a Glock?
Because you can't buy an Aimpoint red dot and throw it on a Glock.
No. Can't get a plate, can't make this fit?
No.
You want it because you can't have it, Dean.
We talked about this.
Is that it?
Huh?
Is that it essentially? Is you want it because you can't have it?
The
MP7 is a different deal because that's a whole fancy pants round and a specialized weapon. But like
that argument,
it doesn't stand out that far from everything else on the market. It's a very nice optic.
I'm saying,
slim, but
is there the purpose of you are supposed to make money in capitalism and stuff like that, but the really purpose of you wanting to be a good steward to your community. That in business you want to be a good steward to your community, you want to be a good steward to your country. And if it's how different is it saying that it's like saying, you know what, we're just going to sell ARs to Ukraine.
Okay, let me spin it around on you. You, at one point in your business, made the decision that in order to maximize, because you have limited capacity for production, in order to maximize how much money you can make from it and how efficient it can be, it makes more sense to stick to pre-created designs and sell them in large quantities to distributors rather than taking people's personal guns in for personal custom work, right? I feel like this is
Why don't I have the right to get my gun clear-coded?
exactly.
Will?
Doesn't your community have the right to send
Don't
in their
you want
gun
to
and
protect mine?
have you draw cocks on them or whatever?
Yeah, but my cocks on guns don't, and I mean chicken cocks. My cocks on guns, they don't protect you. Like that's just it's decorative. But the reason I did that wasn't money. It was a pain in the ass.
That's fair.
That's probably the same case for Glock.
Also fair.
They can probably not probably. They definitely can only make a certain quantity of these. Their productions, obviously, they've discontinued like 90% of the Glock line, so they're having some sort of issue with keeping up with demand versus what they've got. They probably did the internal math and found out, look, we've got enough contract, buys for this product here, which we made specifically to get contracts. Enough people bought them to where right now, if we just make this same thing, for the next year, we can give every single one to a contract and make money. They probably just chose that as I don't see this as like a, HK won't sell you the MP7 or G36 thing. I see this as a.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's a thing like. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a discussion. I'm not saying that they're being anti-2A like or anything like that, and I'm not talking shit about them. I'm just saying that is there a reason? Can the general public be perturbed or hurt that they can't get the COA anymore because Glock decided just to sell them to law enforcement?
Sure,
but it's almost akin to like charity. Like you do charity for your community, you get fucking nothing from it. You get absolutely almost nothing from giving money to the volleyball team or giving money, but it's something that you just do because you're expected, because you're a business in the community, and you do it, and it makes you feel kind of good. But the like you're taking the ability for the American public to have the Glock 43X COA, which is a good gun, which is arguably the best gun that's out right now for the concealed carry market. You can argue that the 43X is probably the best gun. 43X COA probably the best gun for people to have, and no one has the ability to buy it now unless it's on the used market because they want to give to law enforcement and military only. And I'm just saying that is there room for the general public to be that kind of sucks, and that's kind of not cool. Like what about your customer base? What about taking care of America? You could say, well, we got other guns to do that. Okay. But it's something to note.
And also,
in my eyes,
how far will it go? I mean, what if they got the M17 contract? Would they be like, oh, well, we're not going to sell the M17 to...
What do you mean M17?
The Glock 19X.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? If they would have got that, would they have stopped making... any of all their Glocks?
No, they would. The 19X would not be an option available for civilian purchase if the 19X got the M17 contract. But I don't think that's like don't the American people deserve to have the military version? Like, no, you have another Glock that does the exact same thing. This one's made for.
No, you don't. Nope. No, allegedly that's the best. To me, I think a regular Acro is better. But
okay, there you go.
But you can't get a fucking small Acro for the 43.
You can get a Holosun EPS carry.
It's not the same. It is not the fucking same at all.
I get where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, this is not some mythical factory that produces whatever you want and sells it to whoever they want, and they're just nitpicking. It's a company that has a production schedule, and they have production, obviously constraints where they can only make so many at a time, and there's very high demand. It's the same thing as what any other company would do. People say this about Knights Armament, where it's like, oh, Knights Armament barely sells their rifles to the civilian market because most of them go to contracts. Yeah, that's why they do it. That's what that company is. At the end of the day, Glock is every man's, handgun company. The criminal and the cop shooting at the criminal are both using Glocks. The Glock is everyone's pistol. This specific COA package they made very clearly was suited. Because the other thing is the COA, they have this, mutual, what is it called? They have this deal right now where the COA can't be sold separately outside of Glocks for a little bit, but that's going to expire here soon. And then you'll be able to buy the COA separately, and you'll be able to buy the Glock 19 separately, which you've always been able to do throughout time, and then get it milled for one. or maybe they'll start offering the slides. Who knows? I personally just see it as this package that they made, which is the Glock 19 Koa package, was very clearly, or the Glock 45 or 17 or whatever, very clearly marketed towards agencies that want the ease of, you buy the gun, the red dot comes with it. You don't have to go around browsing for what optic do I buy. You don't have to go around and make sure they're all installed by the proper armor to proper torque spec and zero and all that. It comes like that out of the box. It's a Glock with an aim point on it. Contracts come flowing. They got too many contracts. They can't keep up with the demand. They made the choice of, we're going to fulfill these contracts. I think that's all there is to it. I don't think the foul play thing, in the same way.
There's no foul. I'm not saying there's foul play again. I'm just saying that there's an argument that you could consider that the public deserves, the gun industry deserves COAs. Like it affects commerce in gun shops across the country.
Is there a plan for them just to sell the red dot later?
They will be doing that.
How? How is Aimpoint going to be able to ramp up and sell those things in addition to Glock?
By the time that they're...
How do you know it's not Aimpoint saying we can only make X amount of red dots, which means they can only do X amount of guns? I'm sure it's not Glock. It could be Aimpoint saying we can only make X amount of red dots, and they're like, all right, we'll buy your capacity.
Okay, sure, yeah. That's very possible.
It could be that too. But what I'm saying is it's, to me, there's a couple, like, I think that people should have the ability to buy anything that armies, law enforcement has.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And the American way. And
certain things that they buy can give them an advantage, particularly like the Glock 43X Koa. Like if
that's where I draw the line. Like, no, I don't think that's really an advantage. Like, it's a nice dot on a very nice pistol. I love it. I'm not talking shit about it at all. But whether or not you make it out of a gunfight isn't going to depend on whether or not you have the EPS carrier or the Koa. And you can still buy the gun itself. I understand fully the point you're making, and I would agree with it on things like machine guns, belt-fed weapons, 100%.
So in businesses, in the gun business, we talk about partnerships. Mm-hmm. Like everybody talks about, I'm a partner. We're a partner. Like we're Glock's partner. We're a blue label dealer. We're a blue label sub distributor, I think is the term for it. We're a perfection dealer and a stocking dealer. Perfection, stocking, and blue label. So in the industry, everybody likes to talk about partnership. We take care of you. You take care of us. That's how it is with our distributors, manufacturers, direct accounts, et cetera, et cetera. It's a thing. It's a keyword, a buzzword that industry people like to drop. Restricting COAs from civilian use, from being able for the gun shops to buy it, hurts the gun shop. It does. It hurts distribution. It hurts gun shops. If you look at it from a pure commerce, a pure economic standpoint, by releasing something to the market and then releasing it and then everybody going fucking crazy over it, because if Glock sent 1,000 COAs to a distributor, that distributor would sell those 1,000, would send the 1,000 guns to the rep. The reps would send the 1,000 guns and it would be immediate. They would sell immediately. So everybody gets paid immediately. And that does something for a gun shop. Like for instance, like if I had 5 of those things, I would produce 5 times 1,000, let's just say $1,000, $800, $900, whatever it is. Let's say $5,000 extra in the coffer the day that I had them in. That produces commerce, which helps the local economy here. It's the same thing. It's restricting, like you can, we're just talking, mm-hmm. But is it, Glock's responsibility as partner, because that's what we are all supposed to be. We're supposed to be partners. We're partners with vendor A, vendor B, vendor C. And that's what they say. That's what we say, and then, but at the end of the day, like, okay, no, we're going to take that and only sell it to contract guns.
I've got an idea.
Huh.
What if you took a Glock
mm-hmm.
and you milled it for an Acro P2 and made it as a package deal for your customers that they can come in and buy instead of that thing?
Well, we did
and believe it or not, you call it the Koa Killer.
We do that already. But what you can't do it for the 43 though. That's the problem.
You can.
And you can't, and it's not as the 43. The acro won't work on the 43.
Yeah, well, forward controls makes a play for it.
It's super wide, isn't it?
It is wide,
Okay.
but
We tried we tried cutting it. It doesn't really work.
yeah, you need a plate. You can't direct mount it.
It doesn't really work, and it doesn't really look
Yeah.
marketable. I'm just saying that in business, you're supposed to be able to. There's a reason to be not happy about it.
I understand. No, I fully.
I mean, I don't give a. I mean, I'll fucking adapt and I'll sell holosuns on those motherfuckers, and I will market 43Xs, cut, paint it with the holosuns.
Yep.
But I'm saying it's not the coolest thing to do. Like which brings me to the point. Like there's. Do you think the firearms community is going kind of woke?
I don't think there is a thing called the firearms community.
Dean?
Kind of woke? No. Why would you think
Let me
that?
explain something. So what woke culture does is it dehumanizes its opponents, or it picks a thing that they're not into, and it dehumanizes them to make a community rally around them or whatever. It seems that, and that is a textbook communist move that's taught by communist cadres. That's the thing that they do. You pick out a subsection of people, you dehumanize them, you make the rest of the community hate them, you gain power, and you get people to do your bidding. That's what woke culture does. Cancel culture, right? And it seems like it seems that all summer long, there's been this fad, if you will, of canceling, of gun groups, gun subgroups canceling people. Like you had everybody cancel T-Rex because good, better, and different people are affected by that. Like good, better, and different. There's 100 people who are affected by the T-Rex thing, and if you put your personal feelings aside, like the gun group, gun culture jumped on T-Rex, and now it's cool just to fucking crucify them in their comments. You had, the 6 hour thing. 6 hour, every 6 hours, everybody's whipping boy. You have recently the trigger thing with Trigger Tech. You have people whose whole pages in social media is just to attack people, like the guy from Valhalla podcast. Like he started a new podcast, which he just finds people fucking who are shitbags and fucking gets them. Like, and it's cool. Like people he gets after is pretty funny. Like he's doing, like right now he's doing like alpha males, and he's going after all these people who are basically Andrew Tate, and just fucking nailing them and proving how. But it's almost like it's a marketing strategy that I call pitchfork marketing. Like it's get everybody to hate somebody, and that's kind of what it seems like the gun community is doing.
Yeah, I think we're definitely kind of. I would hate to say woke. Because
I mean, I use the word woke. Like,
yeah.
I use the word woke as a just as a point of reference, but it seems like the firearms community is acting just like fucking blue-haired people. Like for instance, so blue-haired person gets mad about fucking abortion, goes fucking crazy, and that's what blue-haired person gets mad about abortion or Trump goes crazy, fucking gets on a page. What happens is that person then gets 1 million fucking clicks, 1 million likes. Their videos go viral, depending upon how much hate they can hate that other people can get into, and then they actually will end up monetizing, because that's how you make money from YouTube. You make money from YouTube because, am I right, Eric? You make money from engagement, people clicking, people watching.
Yeah.
You get money put into your bank account. Like so now you have a whole culture of people like Ben Stoker. That's all he does is shit talk. And I like his videos, and they're interesting, and he's a good shooter, but all he does is shit talk people. And it's more, you could look and say, well, he's shit talking this, and this is that. But still, it's the guy's made a bit of a career on shit talking people.
I think that's what it is. Like, you kind of just gloss over it because it might be someone you like, or it's a firearm industry.
Right.
But when you added that woke word into it,
yeah,
that kind of threw it a little different for me.
But that's exactly what woke people do.
Yeah.
woke people and conservative people do it too. Like they like what? Let's see, like immigrants, right? So we could do a podcast and talk about like what do people hate right now? What's something that the right wing people hate a lot?
CEOs.
The border still.
The border still. Like we could make up a bunch of shit. Fucking
All the stuff with the cartel and the border.
all the stuff with the cartel and just spew it and make sure we don't violate the community guidelines. And most likely people would see it. And if it was part of their algorithm where they get angry about things about, like your algorithm knows like my algorithm knows I like bar fights. So I see bar fights and dogs and stuff like that. Like if your algorithm knows you like hateful stuff that gets you clicking more, it'll show it to you, and then it grows and it goes, and then the right wing influencer gets paid for it, or the left wing influencer, and that is a textbook communist move because you're dehumanizing your opposition. You're taking a subgroup of people, and dehumanizing them, which is what fucking communism and woke culture is just. Communism.
Can I offer an alternative perspective?
I'm sure you're going to.
Okay. What you're describing is just what the news has done for as long as it's existed, and what you're witnessing, in my opinion, is just the news officially becoming, old school media, and social media becoming the new media. Like mainstream media.
Why do you think the news organizations have done this for?
It's how people react. People react more to negative things than they do to positive things.
But that's only the last 10 years.
No. I think that's human nature.
No, for sure. Like the media, journalism, like TV was journalism. Like Fox came along and realized that they could get half of the population to agree with them, and then they kind of started it there. Like Fox kind of started it. But it was still decent journalism until kind of the Obama years. The Obama years is where it really started turning into left versus right and this type of things. But fucking Walter Cronkite.
Well, sure, like
Walter Cronkite wasn't fucking the news guys of old. They were journalists.
I get that, but I'm not. You're applying it to specifically left versus right. I'm saying in general, every news agency has, from my understanding throughout its existence, just try to keep you engaged so you watch the ads. And the best way of doing that is by either making you fear something or by making you hate something. Negative emotions elicit a much stronger response than positive ones.
Agreed, but journalism was a thing for many years.
I get that. I totally agree with the journalism has gone downhill thing, but I think the whole thing that you're witnessing and describing as, the gun community is becoming woke or whatever, it's just happening everywhere as social media becomes the new mainstream media. Because if you think about it, like it affects everything on. Best example I can come up with off the top of my head right now is like Netflix, for example. Netflix was the new media, and you would pay one place a subscription and be able to watch anything you want for free, no ads, fast, quick, anytime you wanted. And it slowly started killing, cable. But as time went on and streaming platforms became the new mainstream way of consuming content, it just became cable again. Now you've got 18 different streaming services that you pay, and they still show you ads, and streaming has now just become what cable is. And I think in the same way, social media, when it first came out, was cool. Internet, when it first came out, was cool, new. It was what everybody wanted. And as it becomes the mainstream thing, it just starts becoming its predecessor. So at just the same way that streaming is just becoming cable TV again, social media is just becoming what news has been.
So you're saying the whole world are fuck sticks, and the firearms community are fuck sticks too?
I mean,
and so it's okay for but the 2A community holds themselves to a higher standard.
Again, I don't even think there is a 2A community.
So there's not millions and millions of gun owners who kind of have camaraderie?
No. Camaraderie in what? The fact that they like guns?
Well, what about, do you not have friends when you go to the night match?
Absolutely. But
do you not have friends when you go out to Kevin's?
But that's my community. That's not the firearms community. There are people who are communists. There are people who want the death of America, who fucking love guns. And they're not in my community. Just liking the same thing as them does not put me in a community with them.
Like before Facebook did the gun bans, and there's still the gun groups, but there were groups everywhere of people that are, and there still are. Like there's groups of, I don't know if I can believe that there's, Dean, do you think there's no such thing as a gun community?
No, I have to disagree with Omar on that one.
What about you,
Like
Luke?
just people from all different walks of life liking the same thing makes a community.
It's like video games. It's like fishing. It's the same thing. And Wyatt,
I mean, I think there's quite a few 2A communities. I think that's a better way to probably go. I don't think, because they don't get along. That's for sure.
what do you mean they don't get along?
Like USPSA guys don't get along with, I guess more the tactical side of the Second Amendment.
Right. But my point is it seems like let's look at the trigger tech thing. Like so if we found out that there's issues with the trigger tech trigger.
Yes.
And somebody we know jumped on and made videos and attacked them and claiming, how unsafe it is. I still shot my trigger tech this weekend. It's fucking beautiful.
It's so good. It's so good.
But I mean, is it because does it seem to be a pattern? Like, isn't there like a fucking pattern of like who's going to be the next Sig Sauer? Who's going to be like let's jump on this company and hate. Let's jump on that company and hate.
Well, it's just algorithm driven. Like he said, like that's what people want to see. It's what makes their eyes stay glued to the screen.
Why don't we just get a fucking a coliseum and kill each other? You know what I mean? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't we?
It only stops when the guy who's doing it has the thought of like, all right, maybe I should dial it back. Maybe this might be too much. So other than that,
Or it stops when the company comes out with something that the public can't live without. Then everybody forgets.
Like a COA.
COA, right.
Well, I don't know though, because I feel like there's always been this in the gun community. Like you go back to like Ruger in like the 80s, the owner said,
Do you really want to repeat this and let people?
Yeah,
because I completely forgot.
No, I mean, he said he wanted to, like, no American needs more than 15 rounds in a magazine, and he kind of supported the assault weapons ban.
Didn't they have the Mini 14? Didn't they have the Mini 14 at the time
They did, yeah, and he
with 30-round mags?
They did, but he was afraid they're going to ban all semi-auto weapons, so it was kind of like a compromise to let's just cap it at 15 and keep semi-auto, semi-automatic weapons. But anyways, like, and then it happened with Smith & Wesson when they put in the Hillary hole. People hated that in like the early.
That sounds disgusting.
Benchmark went down the Hillary hole as well.
Benchmark.
Like
Benchmade, I'm sorry.
Benchmade, yeah.
Benchmade.
A lot of companies, I feel like the gun community has been doing this for years, but now it's like hyper focused because you get,
like what is
4 videos on it a day.
What does it say about us as a community? What does it say about us as people?
I think people. That's the thing. I don't think it's a community thing. I think this is just how people operate. They will always elicit a stronger response to something negative, and because our, current way of communicating, which is social media, is driven off of algorithms and response, it's always going to favor negative things, and you're just seeing it more because it's what's being pushed down your throat more.
Then
because you engage with it more.
Then how do you not become victim to the propaganda?
Have a brain.
Think for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
the only
unfortunately something that people don't do anymore. They just pick a guy that, this is whose team I'm on, and whatever he says, that's what I believe. And this is not a gun community thing. This is politics. This is human nature. People like to group themselves. It's
like let's look at Silencer Central. All right, so allegedly they gave money to the lobby with unspecified means or whatever they fucking did. Right? Everybody started hating Silencer Central to the point where they had to sell their cans, buy one, get one free. You know what I mean? Like that's like, how do we combat that, or do we just agree that there's always going to be a large segment of the population who gets controlled? How do you know you're not being controlled by other people's whims?
I mean, we all are to a certain extent. You're probably largely controlled by gun slaps and what they think.
I think the exact opposite of what Gun Slaps thinks. I like Hollow Suns.
I love Hollow Suns.
I like Hollow Suns, and I like 6 Hour.
No, but it was a joke. But what I'm trying to get at is this is not something that is, in my opinion, a new thing or a gun-specific phenomenon or something that can be fixed. This is just human nature that is an evolutionary byproduct of wanting to stick together and war against the other faction that doesn't look like you, because that's what worked out for us to survive when we were, infants in our evolutionary journey.
Luke, how long have you been fucking around with guns?
Like my whole life, basically.
Okay, so you've been fucking around with guns your whole life. You've been looking at social media your whole life. You've been playing around, looking at Instagram, different posts for how long?
Since 2012.
Have you ever noticed the gun community, quote unquote, be like it is now with fucking pitchforks ready to kill anybody?
No.
No. Right? Dean? Dean doesn't give a shit. He doesn't pay attention to stuff like that.
Yeah, not that.
What about you, Wyatt?
Still no.
Like, Wyatt, you've been into guns forever, right?
Yeah, I grew up.
You have a relatively good memory.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever remembered the culture of people just? Has there always been influencers? Their whole fucking gig is just
No.
people?
So that's the problem, is that there's never been an avenue for it until social media and algorithms. It's just that it wasn't possible before. No one's gonna come up with their own magazine or their own magazine article and send it into ESPN because they think
because they can't. But now they have a
you can tweet all of your vomit right out into the space.
I'm sure if you went back to the 1960s and gave them Twitter, it would look like this. There'd be the people who are, the FUDs who are like, guns are only for killing animals and you don't need more than 2 bullets in a magazine. And they'd be like, fuck you, I want my Garand. It'd be
so 2 instances. Let's look at the overall impact of what's going on with 6 Hour. So our sales have dramatically dropped with SIG product. And I'm sure that is conducive to the whole fucking industry. Now, how many people does that affect? You know what I mean? And good, bad, or indifferent, could side A do something about it? Being SIG, could they do something different about it? Could the other people do something? But the end result is you have is like your sales come to a trickle, and that affects people economically. The thing about T-Rex, like you have 100 people who probably are going to lose their job, because of whatever happened and things getting public. And like I was watching a T-Rex video the other day, their shit was cool. It's cool. Like that fucking plate carrier thing, that's fucking bad as fuck. I want that thing. I don't like the green, but if it was in a different color, I'd be like, fuck, man. I mean, how many people were involved in that conceptualization, the making of it, the shipping of it, everything? But now it's T-Rex will probably go down because of what happened and the mishandling of it on both sides, and the hate that it brought. So you T-Rex post 1,000 fucking comments. Some of the funniest shit. Those guys should be comedians. Some people, these posters should just fucking end their day job and be comedians, because a lot of it's really fucking funny. But that organization will go down. You know what I mean? And the Trigger Tech people, that's another 100 people who have jobs and who are into guns, and they're from Canada. But all this negative shit, and they're smart people and they'll figure it out and they have a cure. But what I'm saying is the ends today thing, right? Probably not the best way to say we need to stick together. You know what I mean? We need to stick together, and we are a community. We are, whether you believe in it or not, or you don't believe in it, the 2A community is a community. It's people who believe in the right to bear firearms. But it's got me thinking. It's very, very much like wokeism. The hate that we see for hate that is good, bad, warranted, or indifferent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there's instances out there we shouldn't be fucking concerned about, but at the end of the day, it fucking destroys people.
There's two things that I disagree with you on. One, am I not allowed to?
No,
I
it's
can
all,
just,
but
I can just smile and wave.
No, I mean it's all right. I know you disagree with me on most everything, but that's all right. I want to hear it, and I can laugh.
The first thing is the whole thing of, oh, we're a firearms community or 2A community, and we all want gun rights. I don't agree with that because to what extent?
The vast majority of us want gun rights.
Well, to what extent? Because Gavin Newsom will say that he's pro 2A, but he doesn't think that we should have weapons of war.
But you know and I know that we're not talking about Gavin Newsom. We're not talking about fucking.
I understand, but
we're not talking about fuddy people who want shotguns. We're not talking about that.
Hold on, but it's a wide spectrum, and there's a lot of people that lie between you and Gavin Newsom that would also consider themselves pro 2A that you would disagree with on almost everything about other than guns are cool. That's my main thing of not saying. I like what Wyatt said the most is there are several firearms communities, but I don't think firearm community as a whole, like firearm Second Amendment absolutist community, fuck yeah. I'm part of that. I think I should be able to walk into a Walmart and walk out with a fucking SMAW. But firearm community as a whole, I don't think it's way too vague and too big of an umbrella term and encapsulates way too many views to be something that you can fall back behind and be like, we got to stick together. Because the people you're sticking together might not want you to own anything with over 10 rounds in the magazine because that's what they believe is right. The second thing is I feel like the whole thing of, well, we pitchfork these people, and then that affects sales and it affects people. Yeah, like absolutely it does, but it's not a zero-sum game. If one company starts, losing sales because of their own actions, that doesn't mean that the industry as a whole is, completely 100% taking all that loss. As one company goes down, another one goes up. Yes, people might have stopped coming in to buy Sig Sauer, but that doesn't mean they're not going to buy a gun most of the time. Maybe sometimes. Maybe they're, Sig or nothing people or whatever. But it's the same thing with you said. Like you said, if Glock doesn't send me 5 COAs, I make $5,000 less. Like, no, you can probably sell them a Glock with an aim-point P2 or something else entirely. It's not a zero-sum game where, if they don't buy this, they won't buy anything. Or if this company is getting boycotted, then all of the business that would have been going to them just poof disappears. It just gets reallocated. And I understand what
about the people?
Yes, it affects people, but at the end of the day, you can't not have consequences.
What if that was you?
It absolutely could. I could lose my job because of something you did, and that would be unfortunate, but it would be reality. I can't sit here and think, well, because it's going to affect 60 people in my production building, that you can do whatever you want and people aren't going to boycott your product, for example. You could do something right now, say it to that camera, that could affect our sales insanely and make 60 people lose their jobs. And that sucks. But you can't just be like, oh, well, that's going to happen. Therefore, you can never not do business with a company. You can never boycott or talk crap about a company or point out when there's something actually wrong. Like the thing you said about like Johnny Glock did not really talk shit about Trigger Tech. Every video I've seen on him, I watched this whole interview with Steger, and he's talking about how great of a technology is and how great the trigger feels, but it's not safe. It's not drop safe. It fails the mallet test, and he probably praises the fucking design in that video, 25-minute video. He praises it more than he shits on it, but he's pointing out that it is not going to pass a mallet test. Is that going to affect the Canadians? Yes. Does that mean he shouldn't be saying that? No. That's my view on it. Like, yes, it will affect people.
Why not just contact the company?
Because there's people with it. Because it could be a Sig Sauer type company. Trigger Tech is not. At least I don't think so.
Why not? Why not contact the company and go that route?
Because if you think that there's a product that's unsafe, this would be like
you have to get on the internet and fucking scream to your.
Like I said,
if you have
really
time.
Didn't scream. He was. With all the talking about how much he's shitting on Trigger Tech, I thought it was going to be a lot more critical of it, but he was very fair with it.
Seemed more bummed than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he genuinely praises how good of a trigger it is. He just says, I want my shit to work and be safe and have the same safeties as the original gun, which is a fair point. Yeah. And yes, I get what you're saying. They could have contacted the company directly and privately and whatever, but there are people with this trigger in their hands who might think that it is drop safe, that they can hit it in the back with a mallet. It's like Johnny said, It's more like a PSA than anything. And again, I love my trigger tech. I am still shooting it. I am not getting rid of it until I get the blade one or whatever. This is not like a shitting on trigger tech. This is just an in general thing. You could say the same thing about whoever people are dogging on. Usually, if there's a response from the community of whether it be boycotting or doing less sales or whatever, it's because of something. And yes, it will affect people, but that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done or it should be done behind closed doors. You could have... I will not say anything about the company. Never mind.
I think all this hate was always done behind closed doors before. It's just social media is allowing us all to say it. Because anything I could say hateful, I would just normally would say in my friend group. And then now I can just put it on social media to show you guys can just spread it. And that's where I think all this hate's coming from. But I still believe in a two-way community. It's just the people with hateful thoughts have a way to spread it. And then we can say it. I think that's all it really is. I don't think there's more hate. It gets around better. We can put it that way.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but... Ugh.
All right. I mean, I get it. I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree. I think that you put a video. I think it is either a conscious or a subconscious decision for people to use a marketing tactic, which you find something that's bad and you fucking market yourself doing it. And you can look good doing it, or you can look bad doing it, and you use that as an ability to monetize. How many people are talking about Johnny Glock this week?
A lot, but
it's on the backs of not of his trigger. It's on the backs of shitting on something, and you can say that he's a friend of mine, but you can say that, but and maybe there's no instances of you just want the community to be safe or PSA or whatever. But fuck, dude, at the end of the day, you've got X amount of views on this now, which helps your brand, which helps this and that. And that's what people are fucking doing. People are taking things, shitting on them, using it as a platform to get clicks, to get views. And fuck, I mean, whatever. I get that they did it, but there's a conscious or subconscious decision for people to do that and monetize off of it and benefit monetarily.
Yes, but if it wasn't for Johnny's video, I might be loading my gun and throwing it downrange and having it be hit on the back, thinking that it's going to be 100%.
Okay, great, like 100%, like fucking say, like, hey, do you sell these things, dude? Fucking watch this video I just made. Pow! Oh fuck, yeah, dude, try it. Okay, let me try it. Pow! Okay, fuck. Like, and then I called the 10 triggers that we sold or the 12 triggers that we sold and said, hey, come back, bring them back.
That's a bummer.
You know what I mean? And I took 2 of them and put them in my guns because I think that's still fucking cool.
You told them to bring it back? Huh? You told them to bring it back?
Yeah.
You didn't just let them know that, like, hey, just so you know.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's consequence. So yeah, I lost $279 each time.
Interesting choice.
I'm sorry?
Interesting choice. I
What
would not have expected that.
What, do you think I'm just a cock and going to let people fucking say, all right, fuck off.
No,
find your money.
No, I mean, I think it's very noble to inform the people, taking the extra step of telling them to bring it back and I'll give you your money back. That's not what I would have done in your position.
I mean, we said, hey, you know, we could just give you your money back, but please, can you put it towards something else?
Okay.
And most people, like a couple people kept it. Other people put it towards other things. Other people are waiting for their, but the same thing, like back to it. So why not just, if you like, oh, Shark Coast is selling that trigger. All right, fucking pow, fuck, shit. Dude, do you know about this? Fuck no, I don't know about it. Okay, like let me try it. Okay, fuck, it does. Oh shit. You know, and then I didn't call up Trigger Tech and say, hey, you fucking cocksuckers. Maple syrup eating. No, I'm kidding. I didn't say, I just said, hey dude, I did it. This is how you do it. It works. Because when I talked to Trigger Tech, they said, we don't know how he's doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When first time I talked to Trigger Tech about it, I was like, do you know how this is happening? And they're like, no, man, we don't know how it's happening. Mr. Glock won't talk to us. And that could have been, you know, maybe not true, or I'm not sure, but like they were generally like, we'd love to talk with him and see how he did it. What he do it on, what models, if there's any things. But that's what I'm saying. So that is an industry, is what I'm saying. There's people that like Ben Stoker. Like great videos, but it's like the fucking that Valhalla podcast. It's all about fucking talking shit, and that is wokeism, is what I'm saying.
I think that's just human nature, man.
So you think human nature are blue-haired fucking freaky people?
Nope. Realistically, this is the first time I've seen woke being used in this context. I think same as Dean, I'm kind of caught off guard when you say woke, and it kind of makes me irky. But I feel like the main thing that you're trying to say is that people like to be negative, and like, yeah, that's been my life experience so far. Everybody in every field generally likes to be negative, and they definitely get more engagement when they are being negative towards something. There's a post about it I saw this morning where it was a guy that was just trying it out, where he would post to a subreddit the exact same thing, just the opposite. So he'd post like, corn syrup is great for you. It makes me feel great. Corn syrup kills you and it's horrible for you. And I'm just giving a random example, but he did it like, 30 times with different topics. And every single time without fail, the one where it was negative got like 80 times the engagement versus the one where it's talking about a good experience they had with the exact same thing.
People like to be shocked.
Yeah. People like to be angry. People like to be mad.
I don't think it was that way when I was a kid. It wasn't that way like with my group of friends. I remember getting beat up one time, and the whole school got mad at me for some kind of stupid thing, and then the big Neanderthal guy fucking kicked the shit out of me. And everybody got together and was like, beat up Pancho. But my friends, like, we weren't like that.
Well, hold on, but take the whole school. The whole school was able to get together to hate you for something. Do you think it would be as easy to get the whole school to get together to love you for something?
Well, it depends if I had, free drugs or something.
That's what I'm saying. It takes a lot more effort to get everybody to agree on being happy about something versus being mad about something. It's easy to be mad. It's easy to fear. It's easy to be angry.
I get it, but my contention is either a part of us, a part of our community, a part of what we stand for. We should be above that, and we should know. We have brains.
If you can define our community, I would agree with you.
Okay. All right. So we're going to change the subject completely because we're going down.
Can I just add something real quick?
No.
All right.
Not unless it's about what's your
Luke.
name.
What?
16.
No. It's weird, though, because I feel like the early days of, like, gun YouTube videos, it was the opposite. It was, like, just guys like Hickok 45 and Scooch, and they would just shoot guns and say, this gun's great. You should buy it. Like, now it's, like, the opposite, where it's like, this gun sucks.
Unless they get paid.
Yeah, unless
they're getting paid.
Pre-algorithm.
Yeah, I just remember watching those videos and then looking in the comments and some people being like, the only reason you're watching this video is because you bought this gun and now you want, reassurance that it's good. But, I don't know.
I do agree with you because that's how it was when I got introduced to it too. When I first started watching YouTube videos, almost everything was talking positive about everything, which is why I thought when I joined the firearms industry, it would be all, isn't everything awesome, guys? But in a certain way, I think a lot of that was due to there not being an algorithm that awards engagement like it does now. So back then, the channels were able to get really far ahead just being positive. But nowadays, social media is just a game against the algorithm.
Right.
It's no longer about, people no longer make videos about what are people going to watch. It's what is the algorithm going to boost.
I don't watch a lot of social media, but I do watch Grand Thumb. And
poor bastard.
Are his videos hateful?
Not usually.
Not at all, right?
Not at all.
And he gets a shitload of views, right?
Yep.
And does his own thing. And I bet there's other people out there too that don't fucking like the T-Rex people.
He shits on guns.
Does he?
Yes.
Not T-Rex.
What was
the new T-Rex people?
No, I mean Garand. Garand Thumb, definitely.
In the nicest way, though.
Politely. What was the...
When's the last time you shit on a gun?
It's the 45 caliber SMG he did.
the LWRC.
Oh, what? Like 3 years ago? And that gun did suck.
That fucking counts.
It was 3 years ago that it would go that way. It was a safety concern.
Yeah. But there's definitely other ones. actually today, what was it? The Keltec or something I just saw him post.
RFB.
Yeah. throws it on the ground. Back to the manufacturer.
Funnily enough, used the exact gun he posted with the exact optic and suppressor in Tarkov last night.
Fun fact.
So it happens. I don't know.
So, I went to the match last night. I didn't do too well, which may make me think like this new school of thought.
Oh, no.
Which is why we have Wyatt.
Oh, no. That's what I got brought in for.
That's what you got brought in for.
Good. He's getting bullied at the USPSA matches.
I didn't get bullied at the. I mean, everybody there is very, very nice to me. Surprisingly, I mean,
They are. They really are.
They're all really, really nice to me. I don't know if they're nice to. It doesn't seem to be anybody new except me, and maybe another dude.
You definitely know if you're new.
Yeah.
Everyone stares at you. Like,
but I was there, and then a friend of mine came too, and he was talking, and he pointed out a couple things like USPSA shooting. Like, so, okay, I view guns and shooting, to me, it's very much like skateboarding. Like it's my sport. It's what I do. It's like skateboarding, and I feel the same way. Like doing tricks, shooting, digging targets, same thing. But I want to shoot guns to protect myself. Like that's why I want to become proficient, or if I am semi-proficient with a rifle or a handgun, I do it to protect my family and because it's a God-given right as a human. It seems that competition shooting is not that. Competition shooting is like golf, but with guns. It's a team, and or like it's how fast you can go. And I'm not saying maybe I would like it if I placed 8th instead of 21st. You know what I mean? But it seems to be this like you would want to act a certain way if you're in a gunfight. You would want to act a certain way if you're shooting to protect your home or for whatever. And it seems like all those things that you would do in a tactical situation, you throw out the window in a competition shoot situation. And it just kind of dawned on me last night. And it didn't really dawn on me. Like the guy, my friend Todd came with me there, and he kind of talked about it. I was like, whoa, I understand. So what has more relevance, PSA or Airsoft?
I would love to hear Dean's opinion on the whole.
Because hold on, because Airsoft, right? Which Wyatt is a friend of mine. He actually remodeled my shop. We probably should have did a small intro on it. He's a kid. He's been shooting all his life in Sarasota. He's a good friend of mine. We shoot with him every Sunday. He worked here before. He did Cerakote. He actually is a contractor, and if you've ever been to our shop, it's beautiful, I think. And Wyatt did it. So he's a friend of ours. But something that he's into that I've always either dogged on or never really understood is Airsoft. And I was thinking about it last night. I said, fucking, there's more relevance with Airsoft and learning tactical application than USPSA. What do you guys think?
That's a tough one.
Come on down.
Hold on. I don't shoot any Airsoft. I've never even played any matches in Airsoft. I can understand the good benefits of it.
Wait, and I'm going back to the night match, and I will shoot as many matches as I can as I have the time to go do it. I'll still go do it, and I'll dress in kit and not in a fucking speed belt and do my thing because I don't care. It's like skateboarding. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go and do what I want to do. I'm not trying to fucking hate on matches or USPSA, but I'm just saying that I noticed, well, shit, I mean, if you really want to learn how to maneuver and stuff, why just not do Airsoft?
I don't think Airsoft would be the answer, or USPSA would be your answer when it comes to, I'm guessing you're talking about more self-defense shooting, if someone came in your house and things like that. Airsoft?
No, I'm just talking about practical application. There doesn't seem to be, it's like USPSA or competition shooting is nothing. It's not defending yourself at all.
But it's still manipulating the firearm.
It's absolutely
and efficiently, which
absolutely
is really good.
But it teaches you to move in the open and load mags.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the common sense, though, you're not going to move like...
There's no tactical application of running to one area to one area, loading a mag, and being in the open like that, right? Or am I wrong? You shouldn't be running and loading a mag. You should be loading a mag behind cover.
Just tap me in whenever you'd like. I would love to hear their opinion on that.
I just don't see any, like... I don't even know how to, like, really word this. I think they're both the same. Because you're not getting crazy training shooting airsoft. You're just going and shooting your friends. You're still going to run in the open. You're having fun. There's no consequence to it, really, except, oh, the pellet hit me. Let me restart. Unless you're someone that's going to take it super serious, yes. And it's the same thing with USPSA on the other side. If you're taking it super serious, you're still a really good shooter. It can still be applicable when you're defending yourself or any other type of shooting. And you just take out running from barricade to barricade while I'm loading a magazine. But, like, I would think you would need to go to some type of self-defense, room-clearing thing to really get what you're talking about. Airsoft isn't the thing. Paintball, USPSA. I think none of them are that, unless you go to one of those classes that actually teach you how to clear a room, how to enter and exit with people, yourself, where to look.
My friend Todd said I should just build it. He was just like, he's like, don't you have land? I said, yeah. He's like, why don't you just build your own match? And do, like, make a match that is applicable to fundamentals.
The tactical games exists.
Yeah.
No, wasn't Lucas's old range kind of like that, Omar? Or the range that they have, like, it's not a PSA range, like, or it's not a USPSA range. It's like more of a tactical range.
There's boxes.
Okay. What do you think, Luke?
I mean, I kind of agree with you because, like, USPSA, you're like sprinting around, changing mags out of cover. You're shooting like extremely fast, not worrying about misses. I mean, you are worried about misses, but you know what I'm saying. You're not worried about getting good, like, center mass hits. Because, like, when I went for the first time with Dean, we went to the Monday night match like 3 years ago, and I shot like I always shoot. Like, I shot slow. I got all A's on like every stage, but I was super slow because I was like, I need to, get good hits. But yeah, also I used to play airsoft when I was, a kid. I think it's great training because you're shooting at somebody that's shooting at you. It's not something that you can train with real guns, maybe simunition, but I mean, it's totally different than shooting at.
But then I would ask the
target.
question here. Because you used to shoot the airsoft, so you're used to that type training. And why were you still shooting slow in USPSA? Because if someone was pointing a gun, you need to be faster than me to save your own life. Nothing is slow about it. Get your gun up, manipulate this gun, ready to fire, and let your round go.
I mean, I think
you have to be fast.
I think getting hits on target is more important than just being fast.
But then you're saying it's more accurate shooting airsoft and USPSA, and USPSA we're shooting silhouette-sized targets with an A zone, and your A zone's pretty much in the center where your lethal hit would be. It's still the same thing, and you would still need speed because at the end of the day, I don't care where the rounds go. If I can get two off in your general direction, you're a human-sized target, and you're going to shoot so slow, I'm going to win. Timing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about in like a self-defense situation. You don't want to just be clacking off rounds. Like, you want to make sure you're responsible for every bullet that leaves your gun.
This is true. Now I'm talking about we got into the situation. We're to the point where these firearms need to come out.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Past all the other stuff. Speed is going to be your friend at that moment.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I mean, so okay. Shouldn't you be training? I know you guys are, the answer would be, well, wait, I'm sorry. I don't even want to interrupt. What do you think, Wyatt?
Oh, fuck. I was off on your train of thought now. So, in a sense, it's one hand washes the other. Because of fitness comes into airsoft. Definitely moving over bigger areas and then having to still get a gun up and shoot, which obviously airsoft is a lot more forgiving when it comes to the time to shoot. So that's kind of where the one hand washes the other comes in, is that I think the USPSA stuff, you're definitely pushed a lot harder to be able to be
Shoot under stress.
Shoot under stress, but also be able to manipulate your weapon properly to where you're not limp wrist and you're staying on target and you're getting back to it every time. So it's like, as far as like weapon handling and recoil impulse and all that, like you're never going to get that from Airsoft. And really probably the only place where Airsoft would shine is teamwork, communication, and not being a fat ass. Like you can, dude. So there was an event in Arcadia about 2 years ago, and I think we had about 15 ambulances. In, out. They will not do the event anymore in Arcadia because of it. Because of all the
gator bites?
Heat cats, man. Just
heat cat?
Wow.
People dropping out from heat strokes and stuff. So there's refs on the field wearing bright orange, passed out in the grass. Like, it was fucking rough, man. And people travel from all over the place. So people are coming from up north down here, in Wisconsin, butterballs, man, and they get down here and they're cooked. They're cooked. They go to Georgia, they're cooked. Alabama, all these southern places, man. It's comes down to a lot of fitness and being able to, I don't know, like situational awareness as well. So when you're sitting in the woods, USPSA, there's no fucking woods, and if you see a branch move, it's got all your attention. So I don't know, scanning and learning what threats look like and everything as well. You certainly don't have to really scan for a threat in USPSA.
You see what I'm saying, Omar? What are your thoughts?
All right. Want to start off by saying, if you are wanting to learn self-defense / war / fucking whatever you want to call it, scenarios and how you're going to do in them, you should get training, not do a sport.
Absolutely.
Both Airsoft and USPSA are sports. Now, both of these sports do have positive things that you can learn from them and practice while having fun, which is what they're great, but neither of them are replacements for actual training. Both of them have an extreme level of the sport where it does start to get really into, I don't really want to say realistic, but more real scenarios, like there's Milsom West, and there is the tactical games, which are two great examples from both. Do you know what Milsom West is?
No.
Huge, like 600-player Airsoft game where you have to have correct kit. If you're on the American side, you have to wear U.S. kit, use
Scenario
U.S. weapons.
games,
You sleep in the field and bring
Yeah.
all your food, sleeping kit, everything, and you ruck it in. I think last Facebook post that I saw them put up was I think they rucked like 5 miles in before they even set their shit down and started.
There's
Through mountains and stuff. Like it's
I went to a similar one, not as big as that, but it was nuts.
Yeah, Milsims, where there are squads with squad leaders who communicate with team leaders who communicate with the high command that get orders down. Like it's that you can get all into that stuff and turn the game into as real as you can possibly get. But at the end of the day, they're both games. You can call it a sport, competition, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure somebody's going to have a problem with whatever you want to classify it as.
a hobby. They're both hobbies.
Exactly.
Believe it or not.
It's a way where you can improve things while having fun, but the main thing is not improvement. The main thing is the having fun part. You can train for competitions and get really good at it, but at the end of the day, any competition is a gamified version of shooting guns, where competitions really help you, like they have said, is learning how to manipulate your weapon under duress and stress and be fast and effective with it. And one thing I disagree with you, Luke, is the whole, like, you absolutely care about your hits in competition. Yeah, maybe in the beginner level, you're just trying to go as fast as you can, which is not what I would recommend doing. But at the end of the day, it's not about trying to shoot as fast as you can. It's about trying to get hits on paper as fast as you can.
Right.
I totally understand what you're saying with the whole, you're responsible for every round, you can't take makeup shots and whatever. That just goes into the game part of it. But at the end of the day, main thing is training, and it cannot be supplemented by a hobby. It can be, one hand washes the other. It can be, you can be soft training certain elements, but you should not be looking at any sport to get full real life training from it. The other thing that I would like to get into is that there's good things about both. It's not really a pick and choose thing, and they're not mutually exclusive. Like, yes, obviously, you are going to get more training with how you manipulate your firearm, where your rounds go versus where you aim, all of that from USPSA or any competition shooting. but you're also not shooting at moving targets or people who are also shooting back at you, which is where airsoft can be a really good thing. And I think they can be used very well when they're done together, where, you can do both if you have the time for that, where you can get used to shooting at things that move erratically. Like, I know there's moving targets in a lot of competitions, but they're usually in a single line at a stationary speed. Like, human beings move very fucking erratically.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I went down the Zoomer gun guy pipeline of video games, airsoft, real steel guns. And so have you?
Same.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've shot since I was a kid because my dad was a cop. But
yeah, but I mean, I feel like a lot of kids my age that are into guns kind of went down the same pipeline as well. And it does let you see the differences between them. And I don't think any of them are, replacing the other when it comes to actual real world training. Real world training is irreplaceable when it comes to that. When I was playing airsoft was a lot of what Wyatt said of teamwork, communication, moving around, and obviously there's moving around in USPSA, but it's short courses for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You got to fucking hoof it in some of these. The very first Milsim game that I went to, I went there we drove for 3.5, 4 hours in a car packed with 6 guys, as excited as can be, and half an hour into the first part of the first game, all 6 of us were back in the car, about to fucking die of heat stroke, just cranked up the AC, and I shit you not, we sat in the car for an hour and a half. We spent more time sitting in the car with the AC than we did ever walking around outside, because we were not in shape. We were not used to the weather, especially wearing stuff. Like, in the same way that when I first started competition shooting, I would have thought I was a decent shot and didn't realize how much I sucked. Both of these are great ways to tell you what you're lacking, but neither of them are replacements for training. That's my take.
So where would simunitions fall in it for you if we had access to readily available, cheap access to simunitions?
I think the best possible world scenario would be if there was some company that basically recreated what the military does with war games on a civilian scale. If we were able to get that with sim rounds, that would be amazing. But I don't.
Mike does it.
Not that. Like, do you know the military's war games?
The laser thing?
No. When they replace the bolt carriers in their rifles and put the blue thing at the end, and they're shooting sim rounds out of their real firearms, and they're reenacting, warfare. They have fake made up countries that are the, opposition countries, and there are guys whose entire job it is to role play as the enemy. And then you go in with your team and you're basically recreating things that are very well could have and probably have happened in real life in these. If we could have that level of simunition as civilians, that would be perfect. And I think that would be like the closest thing to supplementing, actual one-on-one person training and still be relatively fun. But I don't think it's economically viable for civilians because of how large scale they are. Like,
oh, yeah. And I don't know, how accurate are they? Like simunitions?
They're accurate.
And like at what distance are they?
I don't know that well enough, especially with the ones where it's not a dedicated sim gun, but you're,
Yeah, you're retrofitting a current.
Yeah,
right.
I have no idea. I've never shot one of those before. But my whole thing is the current way that sim rounds are used are great for self-defense scenarios where you can...
CQB.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't think I think there's not much practical application to it just because of the limitations of what you can do with it. You can't rent out giant acre land fields and actually have, 100-person teams or whatever. It's usually just you and a couple trainers in a kill house training, which is amazing for self-defense training. But
so when I see like airsoft pictures, sometimes I see people who look just like you would see like an Afero concept ad.
Yeah.
Some people look.
It's all there.
And then you see other pictures, and it looks like a little kid with a hockey mask on.
Yeah. So it's kind of there's like 3 schools of thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what you're going for
That's
here?
what I'm
Okay.
Yeah, so what's the what is airsoft? What's the difference?
Okay.
What brought you here?
Yeah. So I guess there's kind of like 3 schools to airsoft, which would be kind of your rental.
Like I saw a picture of like 4 Mexican kids with these masks on. I got kind of scared, and they had until I realized that their airsoft guns were just airsoft guns.
Yeah, so it's like your weekend rental birthday party kind of vibe.
Why do you wear a mask? Does it hurt to get hit in the face?
Because you will blow your teeth out. Yeah, I've got videos of buddies popping them out of their cheeks and shit. Like, it'll straight take teeth out.
Oh, so you wear a mask?
It would pop your
I
eye.
wear a little mesh square that covers the jewelry, but like other than that, I keep a balaclava on around it. But like I don't know if I still have a mark, but like I got whacked in the face the other weekend.
Just to
like
give you an idea of how hard they hit, that is a scar from an airsoft BB I got 7 years ago. I don't think it's ever going away.
Yeah, I get
You
scars
don't want
on my
that in
lips.
your eyes or face.
I'm not wearing it. It's bad. And I got hit in the nose 2 weeks before my wedding, and my wife about come unglued on me. That was pretty bad. Yeah.
She has a temper?
No, but she woke. It was Saturday night it happened, which night vision we need to talk about with airsoft because that fills a nice niche. But yeah, I woke up Sunday morning next to her and I watched her eyes like, what is that? Big Rudolph thing on my nose. But okay, so
Three schools of thought.
Okay, sorry, squirrel brain. 3 schools of thought is like your rentals, your birthday party stuff, and then you have like Speedsoft, which caters more to paintball, and that's come out in the last probably like 7-8 years now, where it's mostly paintball masks, hard plastic knee pads, paintball style obstacles. It's probably a field about as big as the shop here. It's not very big, and it's all very quick. Very quick, more like paintball than anything. Okay. And then there's Milsim, which is where the real nerds are.
The real nerds.
These are where guys are getting kits from Ukraine that are still sweaty, like, and they're wearing them to airsoft fields. There's a lot of shame in airsoft, or at least there should be. It's an embarrassing thing.
Why don't you do it anymore?
This gives me more dopamine. Shooting real guns does.
Okay.
I still do it every once in a while, just not nearly as often. Like
you do it and don't tell anybody? Because I've never heard you say I went to airsoft.
6 months ago, I went down to Miami Airsoft and had a day with my friends. But it's more of that, like having a day with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't see it as like a supplement to shooting.
Yeah. Yep.
What about you, Luke? What happened to you? You gave it up?
Yeah, I got into girls when I was like 17, and I gave it up.
Shame is a common theme.
What do you mean shame is a common theme?
It's just embarrassing. Like, you don't want...
Didn't you say you wanted to wear a mask?
Oh, yeah. So Will texted me about 30 minutes before the podcast started, and he said, do you want to be the face of Airsoft on our podcast? Yeah. I said, can I wear a ski mask?
And I said, okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So yeah.
Well, like your guns look different than the guns I see online. Like I see little kids with like you don't have like you've got a fucking fake suppressor and
yeah, I believe that's an AAC copy. I think
I think you have a Knights.
Yeah, so this is a URX1. This one runs on propane.
Like propane?
Yeah, locks back on 30 rounds. Holds 30 rounds in each mag. Mag holds propane. And it runs just like a real AR would. So this is the closest that, to me, a civilian can get to simunitions, because it mimics everything that a real AR-15 would, as well as this. But these are kind of limited because these hold 30 rounds. If you want to be fancy pants and run what's a staccato hold? So that's a 2011 essentially. So what's a staccato hold? 17 rounds or something. So if you want to load 17 in it and go around and LARP that, you've got your staccato. And
what does LARP mean?
Oh, live action role play. This is, again, shame.
I never knew what that word meant.
Role play.
Live action role play?
LARP, yeah. So, yeah, you don't exactly go put on your Tinder profile that you play Airsoft on the weekend.
So is LARPing is Airsoft?
It could be.
It's flat range. It's my dumb ass on the flat range on Sundays wearing a plate carrier. Like
LARPing can be wizard shit. Like
it can be lightning bolt. Yeah. Like it's all right there, brother.
Escaping.
Yeah, or like what's the nerdy board game that you play on the
D&D?
That's it. It's all
D&D's
right
not
here,
a board
buddy.
game.
It's still gay.
Hey man.
Sorry, YouTube.
I like D&D.
That's okay.
They didn't like me,
and I like Airsoft.
I'm not.
You see where we're? It's
you're being confrontational, man.
I didn't know you liked it.
What, being confrontational or Airsoft? I don't. I mean, there's a couple of things like there's a new place in town that opened up. What's it called? Warfighters?
Warfare Airsoft.
Warfare, and they do Nod Night, and like, why not? Oh. And it's air conditioned too, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So I will say, night vision is a niche that Airsoft fills nicely, because for the most part, you're not fighting at more than 50 yards.
Okay.
So for CQB, I would say Airsoft is a pretty good placeholder for simunitions, as long as you need training. You need to know how to go in and clear a room. But then again, what do? Go and get training with your 5 buddies? Are you all paying to get training now? Because are you clearing rooms on your own when shit hits the fan? Like, that's not really a viable thing. But
the face of shame.
Yeah, night vision. So night vision is good with it. Just because of the distances are a lot closer. When you pull the trigger on that BB, you can hear the gun fire before that BB comes at you, so there's time to move out of the way, and that's where distances come in with Airsoft and accuracy and all that.
How long have you been doing
it? Shame.
7-8 years.
7, 8.
Yeah.
Wait, so how old are you?
30.
So you started after you were 21?
Yeah. After I had a hot girlfriend, yeah.
You've been with Kim, right?
Yeah, we're coming up on 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So you didn't play when you were like younger? What?
Totally did. Yeah, like middle school, like 6th grade, however old you are. That doesn't count though, because it wasn't like it was fun, and I had
those are rental guns back then.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it's a very different thing. So like milsim is a whole different thing from your rental and your speed soft stuff. You're shooting harder most of the time. Like your Warfare Airsoft here in Sarasota, they have to stay below a certain joule limit, which is how fast.
What the fuck is that?
So your joules is how fast your BB's moving times how heavy your BB is. And it's like an energy rating, essentially, to make sure that you're not putting...
You just lost me.
Putting holes through people's cheeks. So with milsim, guns tend to shoot a little harder. I did go there.
Did you perform?
It was fun. It was a good time. They do... I was a little worried because it is a smaller venue, which you can you end up waiting for your turn to shoot around the corner sometimes if you get too many people on a field. But one thing they added is a fog machine, which tightens everything up to where you can't see across this. So, it might be a smaller field, but you can't see across the whole thing. So you can go sprint as fast as you can across, but all of a sudden you've got a guy in front of you and you're getting hosed.
Can you use thermal?
It hurts like hell, too. It hurts over there. I got hit in the eyebrow, and I got hit in the cheek, and
Who hit you, like little kids?
It was probably a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
just battered me.
Can you use thermal though if it's all
sure? So again, back to the night vision stuff and learning light discipline. You really shouldn't be. You should be aiming down your sights and using your lights and your lasers as little as possible, and nothing makes it more apparent than playing against other guys with night vision. So that is one thing that USPSA, whether you're going out and doing the night matches up at Manatee.
There's no lasers coming back.
There's no lasers coming back at you, man, and that really kind of changes things. And, what you're worried about blemming your tube, obviously, but, like, it's very different to have a laser come shooting back at you and all that. And if you're sitting in the dark and you see a guy and you go to hit him and you light up your whole gun and everything, dude, you've got fire coming back at you from every other angle. It's just you're going to be hosed. So it's, light discipline's a big thing.
I would go and get fucking hosed.
You'd get fucking hosed. All you do is run that light, man.
It's the Shark Coast guy.
Yeah,
kill him.
Yeah, it is funny because I see the guys that started with real firearms and night vision and everything, and then they go move to the airsoft, and they're out there just shooting lightsabers across the field with their full power, Raid X. And but they don't do especially well. It's the guys that have a clear red dot. It doesn't even they're using knockoff red dots that have night vision capability still, and they'll mop those guys up just because their light usage and everything. You definitely learn some lessons from it, and when it's not even necessarily clearing a room, but when you approach,
where do you buy gear?
Oh,
not here, obviously.
Not here.
Is it Alibaba or is it Amazon? How do you?
So that's a great part about not having to trust your life to it is you can cheap out on some stuff. Now, granted, so this is a fake MRO.
and it is blue as hell through that lens.
That's kind of neat. Where do you get fucking fake MROs?
Trades on it, whole 9 yards. So if you look through that, it is blue as hell. Oh, you've looked through that before.
Yeah, I have.
So it's terrible. But it has a little night vision mode on it. I can see somewhat through it. Like, it does the good enough thing. This is where it's not just as good, but good enough will actually fly. That's why you get the guys with, Condor plate carriers and stuff, which ironically they run in Ukraine and stuff now.
They do.
But, so yeah.
One thing I wanted to talk about when he brought up the Jules thing, like, obviously you should not be taking anything at face value when it comes to both either practical shooting or airsoft, which is like, obviously you don't want to be running out of cover to do a reload in real life. You obviously also don't want to be leading your target by, fucking 18 feet when you're shooting at them in airsoft. You should not be applying everything to real life. Just be smart about it. Common sense, take what you can. One thing that airsoft can do, which I don't think practical shooting will ever be able to do, is incite fear. And it is phenomenal. The thing that he's talking about where Jules, how hard you're getting hit is the best way to put it. Most fields will have a chrono limit where you cannot have it be, all fields, you cannot have it be, as strong as it can possibly be or whatever.
How do they know you're regulating it?
They check your gun before.
That's what these zip ties are. So all these guns have zip ties on them, and that's what. If you get caught, like, you're gone. Like, probably last year.
People do it.
Yeah, then they get caught and they get banned.
Yeah.
And there's assault charges can be filed, man. Like, you could fuck someone up with these. It's not.
The first time I went to Miami Airsoft.
I'm not supposed to swear on here. I am so sorry.
Say whatever you want, dude.
The first time I went to Miami Airsoft with my friends, the match starts and everybody's having fun. They're all running out in the open. They're trying things like, oh, maybe I can go there. Run and then get shot. Come back to spawn. Do it again. People are playing it as a game. Then there was one guy on the other team. I don't know exactly what he did, but he had a way of regulating his joules where he would dump into the chrono and pass it. And then as soon as he got on the field, he would switch something and he'd be hitting way harder than he should have. And he used a flashlight. So little by little, every single person on the field on my team starts to realize, you see a flashlight pointed at you, it is going to hurt. So every time you got shot, like, it would go through clothing and get stuck in your skin, and the skin would, like, go over it. It was that bad. And it got to a point where anytime you see a flashlight, you are ducking for cover. You want to live. At that point, your number one thing is, I don't want to be shot. And you just see the game transform over the course of a few minutes of everybody running around to everybody just it became trench warfare. Everybody's just fucking taking cover, just doing everything they can to not be shot. And I feel like that feeling is probably pretty good to feel. Obviously it's 1/1,000,000th of what getting actually shot would be, but the fear element of like really not wanting to get shot, that I just don't think competition shooting will ever be able to accomplish because you're not getting shot at.
Yeah, so the one thing that drives that home for me in airsoft is ghillie suits and bolt actions. So a bolt action in airsoft can shoot insanely hard, and they use BBs that weigh a good amount. So if it smacks a shipping container next to you, it sounds like a marble. And there's dudes, you can't see them.
There's dudes that are in ghillie suits that are just fucking...
With thermals.
With thermals.
I have buddies that run duels with the thermal clip-ons, the Codys and everything. Like, it's... So we actually did one night, we did...
That sounds kind of fun.
Oh, it's a blast. So one night, the owner of the field...
The shame leaves.
The shame leaves when the fun starts. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So there's a great field that I primarily play at. It's called Deviate. It's up in Riverview.
That's where I had heat stroke.
What's that?
That's where I had heat stroke.
It'll happen every weekend, baby. And they pitted all the night vision guys against thermal guys. So we had a group, dude, it's really cool to see this stuff play out. So we had a group of probably 10, I'd say probably 15.
Wait, how do you communicate? With radios?
You can. I should have brought my plate carrier, and I do have it. Baofangs. Amazon Baofangs is the universal radio through Airsoft.
Baofeng.
So where was I going with that? Oh, thermals versus night vision. So we had probably like 15 to 18 guys with night vision, and then we had probably 6 to 8 guys with thermals, whether that was on a bolt action or a clip-on or a dedicated, whatever it was. And they went out and sat in an ambush position, essentially. And they told our dumbasses, oh, go out and grab this bag out of the woods over there. And obviously we know that there's thermal guys out there, but it was such a learning experience. You got mopped up instantly.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. You walk right into an ambush, and there's nothing. You never, unless something moves at night in the woods, you will not see it under night vision. It doesn't stand out that well. Like clothing and stuff, if you are behind a bush, I'm not going to see you. If you don't want me to see you, you won't.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like,
there's aspects of it that definitely play.
Well, no, like, see what I'm saying? Like you're saying, well, nothing takes away from training. Okay, but like, what could be a more economical way to get in that instance? You know what I mean? I mean, where's the thermal versus night vision trainer?
Well, yeah, there's not one of those. That's for sure. But I mean, how does that apply to real life? It was fun as hell. I got mopped and I had fun, but like I don't know that.
Now you don't have a thermal clip on.
Well, so now I have to buy a thermal. Yeah, it's essentially what happened.
Do they make cheap thermal clip-ons?
Ooh, so here we go with the Alibabas. So there are some. No, as far as clip-ons, no, but yeah, like Alibaba and stuff, Temu, they're all starting to pop up with like $500 thermal units that are. Whether the latency, so the thermal is only good for scanning and maybe sitting in an ambush position. Your night vision is for moving and shooting. I wouldn't use the thermal is pretty much only to catch a heat signature through dense woods or up in a window that's blacked out and you can't see, something like that. But night vision, you'd have to hit it with your IR light or something if it's really a blacked out room or you have light hitting the face of a building and the inside's completely dark, like.
So if somebody wants to,
phenomenal.
If somebody wants to get into thermal or get into milsim,
shame.
Is that how you talk about it? Milsim shame?
No. So yeah. So if they want to get into
somebody wants to get into airsoft, what do they do? YouTube?
See, that is hard because, Deviate, for instance, they've got some stuff for sale there, but it's not like they have a pro shop. It's not like they can come to Shark Coast and they've got a guy behind the counter.
You got to get gear online, or
you have to wade through an insane amount of Reddit posts to find out what doesn't suck anymore. That's essentially it, yeah.
Is there like a used market?
Sure, yeah. So there's apps. Facebook cracked down on that. So like we catch a lot of trickle down from the gun community. You guys ruin everything for us. We can't sell our Tory guns on Facebook anymore.
That was the whole part of the first part of the podcast is gun communities ruining everything.
Yeah. But yeah, it trickles down to the airsoft community as well. And I think, as far as getting started, you just have to wade through a metric shit ton of internet. It's a problem. If you have a good local field near you, they'll steer you in the right direction and they can get you started. But
and there's no good just website you can go to look at a bunch of different guns and just
sure. So Evike is based out of Texas and California, primarily California, and they're probably the biggest airsoft store in the United States. If you're on the East Coast and you don't like waiting 2 weeks for your things to show up, then Amped Airsoft. Airsoft junkies.
Are there funny videos of guys in ghillie suits fucking picking people off on
trillion of them
everywhere? And it's actually, it's over in the UK. It's a problem. There's a guy that's been banned from just multiple fields.
Really?
Just a dick. Yeah, he's a dick.
Really? What's his name?
I honestly, I don't even want to say it. Like if I don't, because I don't even. If someone doesn't know what airsoft is and they go look at his videos, I don't even want to give him that view. He's a dick. Silo Entertainment is a great ghillie suit sniper guy.
I love Navrich.
Navrich is great. Oh yeah, duh. Navrich is like the airsoft sniper guy. Airsoft Alphonse. He's a great guy. Shows up to a lot of events and is like genuinely.
But how do you,
good guy, man.
Get it? If it starts, how do you sneak away from everybody who sees you in the ghillie suit?
They're really good.
They're really good.
Yeah, they're good, man. Yeah, those ghillie suits are remarkable. And there's guys that branch off their own companies from this stuff. So Skirm Shop USA, I think is his name. He's Florida based, and he does all his ghillie suits and everything. But it blends with Florida stuff. So like, he hops in a bush, man. I can't see him. The one time I caught him because I could tell the texture of the leaf was fake. Other than that, I couldn't tell that there was a guy there. It was just like I looked at a leaf and I was like, "That's a fake leaf." I was dead already. I was 5 feet from him and he shot me. So,
So you didn't see the fake leaf and just open up on him?
No, it was game over. Yeah.
Oh, he already got you first.
You could see the whites of my eyes.
There's so many videos like that of people, because the Airsoft like video production is amazing, because they'll have first person view, some of them will have third person view, and then you can also see through their scope what they're seeing. There's videos that guys make where they're literally just sitting in a bush for like 30 minutes out of a game, just to have one guy come up next to them and take cover and start shooting, and they're just sitting there watching, just figuring out how
enemy
can
guy, no clues there.
how can I fuck with this guy? Because I'm an enemy now that's sitting here. It's like, do I kill the one guy? Do I wait for more? And then they'll wait more, and then there'll be 30 guys. There's a whole platoon in front of them, and they're just waiting for the right time to just go.
Yep.
Game over.
Yep.
When you get hit, do you have to go back to the starting point?
So for Milsim, you've got a tourniquet system. So you keep 2 tourniquets on you.
Are they real tourniquets?
There's some goobers, sure. No, but like I cheat. I use a stretchy tourniquet, so you don't have to unstrap it. They just like whoop right over your arm. So you've got 2 tourniquets, essentially 2 lives. So if you get shot once, you just kneel down, play dead, whatever. If you're a G, you'll act like you got shot and fall on the ground screaming.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you get like a 2 tourniquet, like a 2 life in place rule, and then if you get shot that 3rd time, go walk back.
So the match at Warfare, Airsoft, or War,
yeah, Warfare.
Was it like that?
No, it's more of a just team deathmatch.
Arena.
Get shot, come back, get shot, come back, get shot, come back type of deal. They've got they had like an objective based game to where it was like grab a little suitcase and hang on to it, keep it in a building, make sure you don't get shot.
I played that one. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good.
See, it sounds kind of cool, doesn't it, Dean?
Yeah, I used to play paintball.
Fuck. Everybody's played except me.
I didn't play any air, so I played paintball.
Yeah.
So like, what did you call it?
Speed stuff?
Yeah.
Milsim. Yeah. The paintball guys are amazed by how far a BB will go.
Yeah.
Because the paintballs, they drop, the airsoft guns, they have a backspin to them. So they have a little adjustable system in them that'll give backspin on the BB. Like, I don't know, golf balls have backspin?
How are there
I think so, right?
sniper bolt guns hitting harder than the other ones if everyone's getting chrono before they go on the field?
Because there are different limits for different platforms. So like a light machine gun can shoot 1.8 joules.
Wait, there's light machine guns?
Oh, it's a party. So yeah, light machine guns,
Why don't you have a
submachine gun.
machine gun?
It's an empty shell sitting in my house that I haven't built.
Okay.
I have one. Yeah, it's just not.
So you can have the.
Yeah, I have a saw. I have an M249 that's like
You have a saw.
pretty heavy, pretty realistic, sitting in my house. Yeah, looks just like. Oh, you don't have it out, do you?
It's somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's there.
laughably close to the real thing. Yeah. So yeah, you got like a light machine gun. You have a designated marksman, which is your semi-auto marksman rifle. So those will shoot hotter. These are kind of like your baseline. So your M4 is just your baseline for what you do. And then so these can only shoot in semi-auto. But your SMGs can shoot full auto. Your light machine guns can shoot full auto.
My
SMGs,
M4 does full auto.
Yeah, it sure does.
It does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
It's
does.
not allowed.
Yeah, you just can't use it.
okay.
And there's some fields that allow it, but at a milsim, if you're a rifleman, you are semi-auto.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
That's for the greatest clip of all time. No full auto in the building.
Yeah, no, like that's not full auto.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, different classes and everything. If you're a kit nerd, man, and you're like a history buff and into different militaries and everything, like guys gather up the entire shebang, the whole Russian kits, whatever, Rhodesian, everything, Ukraine, it's all there.
The shame is.
You see a bunch of
The shame is deep.
The shame runs deep.
The shame runs deep.
If it doesn't, it should. No, it's a good time, and it's. I don't know why it is so popular.
Probably because Omar's point, people just want to kill each other.
It's a good
That's
time.
not my point.
About it was supposed to be kind of funny, but your point of the people just are hateful.
Yeah.
People are hateful, so they want to hit people with BBs.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not a lot of women show up. I think it's just men. I think it's just like men
Imagine
and
that.
guys at an age to where they kind of want physical conflict. And maybe they don't want to go to
MMA.
boxing or MMA
Because you get your ass kicked.
I don't know. Yeah, but I think a lot of the guys that are into it are just when did the Greeks start training their soldiers? Like kids, man.
Kids.
Yeah. So I think they yearn for it. They yearn for the trenches.
Yearning for the trenches. Well, we want to thank Wyatt for coming down. We might have him back again so he can tell us more about this Mill Sim thing. Just a note, like, I'm not asking for people from Sarasota to come in and teach me all about Airsoft. That's not what.
You don't want that.
I don't want that.
You don't want that.
I don't want that. But I appreciate Wyatt coming down. Something we wanted to institute is if you've gotten to the end of the podcast and you have questions about what goes on or anything, we thought we would have a part of the podcast where people can ask a question for Omar, ask a question for Luke, ask a question for Dean, something about the firearms industry, different guns you want to talk about. Let us know in the comments and we will try to get to it. And then finally, thank you very much to Steel Industries, Omni Energy Drinks for giving us free energy drinks. And I think we have our first paid sponsor lined up.
Sick.
Nice.
How are we going to divide up the money?
You got to start paying your guests.
Exactly. We'll see you again. Thank you.